Thanks for joining us tonight. This first course is a really good example of all the things that we try to do here at Bull Rush. We are committed to local sourcing, first and foremost. So everything that you're eating tonight has been sourced locally and almost always with small artisanal farmers. The exceptions, of course, are things like sugar, salt, and fat, and even there we make good progress by doing things like tapping our own maple trees, buying local sorghum, local honey. But the salt is a tricky one for us, and even fats, although we've made great progress there too, working with a local sunflower seed oil producer. But we also are looking at what it means to be fine dining in 2022, because so often fine dining for many chefs and restaurants is flying ingredients from all over the world into the restaurant and serving them to a crowd that is very small in the number of people who can actually afford to eat it. The problem with that, when we look at all the problems in the world, especially with the environment, it just doesn't make sense. And so the question that we've been exploring for the past few years is, can we be a fine dining restaurant at a caliber that holds its own nationally, maybe even internationally, certainly regionally, but using local ingredients, holding them up as something special, using things grown here in the area and putting our skill and technique into them to make them something worthy of a fine dining restaurant. And so that's what we're trying to do. One of the outcomes of that is our zero waste process, and you're going to hear us talk about that throughout the night tonight, because we do it very thoroughly. And so normally a restaurant of our size would create maybe 40 gallons of food waste each and every night, and that is food that would go straight to the trash. For us, we average 5 gallons of compost each week, and so that's going to compost, not trash. Food in the trash is virtually nil. Maybe there'll be some food coming back on plates tonight, hopefully not. But if there is, that will count toward our waste factor. But otherwise, it's going to be compost. And getting it down to 5 gallons is pretty amazing. We'll talk more about how we do that as the night goes on. But ultimately, what we're trying to do is redefine fine dining here. And so I hope you like our efforts that we're working toward that goal. The other thing that I just want to mention briefly is, finally, these summer vegetables are really coming in. I know you've had access to corn and tomatoes for the past few weeks, maybe even more. But these are hothouse varieties. These are ones that aren't really local and ready from what we've seen from our farmers. And we have a lot of farmers. We work with 25 or 30 different small gardeners and farmers. And just now their tomatoes are coming in. And even here, it's a little bit early, but depending on when you're watching this video, they're coming fast. And corn, yes, corn is coming in, but again, a little bit early, which means it's going to be a little bit starchy. Those flavors aren't going to be quite developed. And so I hope you don't mind us hanging on to the bitter end to get the best quality ingredients for you. And I hope you understand that when you do get those, whether it's at the farmer's market or the grocery store, you may be getting things that aren't quite at their prime. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your first course, and please let us know if you have any questions.